I do not mean to be disrespectful to anyone I talk about in today's video. The video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. The information I collect is from the internet. I compile this information together and make a video. And from this, you guys are more than welcome to draw your own conclusions. Thank you.
Hi everyone, and many thanks for joining me. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Kat and I like to talk about true crime, conspiracies and all sorts of related things. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to make sure you hit the big red subscribe button below and also hit the notification bell so you know when new videos I upload. For my returning subscribers and viewers, I would like to thank you all so much for all the lovely comments I always read from you and for the continuous support you are showing me. This is what keeps me and my channel going. Thank you so much. Today I'm going to talk about a very, very famous and always in the news case. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. In December 2019, we all learned that two children, Joshua J.J. Vallow and his sister Tylee Ryan, were missing. Since then, their mother, Lori Vallow Daybell, and her new husband, Chad Daybell, have been arrested and charged. This is a very, very complex case, with an ongoing investigation and trial. Without getting into great depth into this case, I want to talk about and I want to take you into the timeline of both Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. In case you missed any information, this is your chance to catch up. This case is greatly covered by a lot of YouTubers out there, but if you want in-depth analysis into it, everything surrounding it, I can recommend ItsACrime YouTube channel which covers in great depth the case. Now, let's get on with it. Are you ready? Carla, are you ready? This is very twisted. It is. Chad and Tammy Daybell married on March the 9th, 1990 in Manti, Utah, according to Tammy's obituary. The couple lived in Springville, Utah, where they founded Spring Creek Book Company, through which Chad Daybell, an author, published many of his books. The couple had 5 children before moving to their home in Salem, Idaho in 2015. Tammy Daybell worked as a school librarian. In 2006, marriage records show Lori married her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. Lori entered the marriage with her son, Colby, and Tylee, the daughter, with her 3rd husband, Joseph Ryan Jr. Family members say in 2014, Charles and Lori adopted Joshua J.J. Vallow. He is the biological grandson of Charles' sister Kay Woodcock, who is married to Larry Woodcock. Social media posts indicate that sometime in 2014, the Vallows moved to the island of Kauai in Hawaii. The couple operated a small business on the island as indicated by business records. The family then moved back to the mainland between 2016 and 2017. While the Vallow family lived in Arizona, Tylee's father, Joseph Ryan, died on April 3, 2018. According to a copy of the medical examiner's report, the cause of death was ruled as a heart attack. He was cremated and little information is available about his death. Almost 1 year before the public announcement of the cases, Chad and Lori made their first appearance together on the Preparing a People podcast, Time to Warrior Up. The two appeared with others on several of the podcasts, many focused on the end of the world. Preparing a People has since removed the podcast and publicly dissociated itself from the couple. 2019. Police body camera footage shows Charles Vallow pleading for Lori to receive mental health help at Community Bridges on 31st of January 2019. Officers determined she had a normal state of mind and she was medically cleared by Community Bridges. 2 months after the podcast begins, Charles files for divorce from Lori in February. He claimed she viewed herself as a god, preparing for the second coming of Christ. Charles claims his wife would kill him if he got in her way to perform her mission. The divorce proceedings are later stopped after Charles says he wants to make the marriage work. During divorce proceedings, the family says Lori disappeared to Hawaii in February for nearly 2 months and left the children with others. Around June, Vallow Daybell's niece, Melanie Boudreau, demands a divorce from her husband, Brandon Boudreau. Brandon claims Melanie affiliated herself with similar beliefs as her aunt and had joined a cult. The demands for a divorce came as a shock to Brandon, as he thought their marriage was fine. On July 11th, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, shoots and kills Charles Vallow. Alex says the shooting was in self-defense, but police are still investigating the incident. By the end of August 2019, Lori, Tylee, JJ, Alex and Melanie Boudreau moved to Rexburg, Idaho. On September 8, 2019, Tylee, JJ, Lori and Alex visit Yellowstone National Park. Officials say this is the last time anyone saw Tylee. The FBI later asks for help from anyone who may have photos of the family taken that day in the park. On September 9, 2019, phone records place Alex on Chad Daybell's property in the general area where investigators would eventually find Tylee's body. That same day, Chad allegedly texts Tammy saying he shot a raccoon and buried it in the area. Vallow Daybell enrolls JJ in school on September the 3rd. Less than 3 weeks later, JJ attends class for the last time and his mother unenrolls him, saying he would be homeschooled. Tylee was never enrolled in school in Idaho. On October the 1st, Lori rents a 10 by 10 storage unit from Self Storage Plus in Rexburg. Surveillance video at the facility, exclusively obtained by EastIdahoNews.com, shows Lori and the man associated with her visiting the unit 9 times in October and once in November. Often the man, who appears to be Alex, comes alone. Another visit shows Alex and the man, who appears to be Chad. During one visit, Chad and Lori appear to visit the storage facility together. On 2nd of October, Brandon Boudreau says he was shot at, with the bullet missing his head by inches. Arizona Central reports the shooter was driving a Jeep registered to then dead Charles Vallow. That same day, Lori purchases a wedding ring on Amazon, later seen on her finger at Chad and Lori's beach wedding. Days later, on October the 9th, Tammy Daybell calls 911 and says a masked man shot at her in her driveway with a paintball gun. She posts about the experience on Facebook, saying she has no idea who the person was or why they would shoot at her. 10 days later, Chad Daybell calls 911 saying Tammy died in her sleep at their Salem home. Detectives visit the home and investigators originally ruled the death as natural. Tammy is buried at the Evergreen Cemetery in Springville on October 22nd. The family holds a memorial service in Rexburg the following day. A friend of Tylee told the Post Register she received a text from Tylee's number on October 25th. The text read, "Hi, miss you guys too, love you." Within weeks of Tammy's death, Chad and Lori are married in Hawaii on November the 5th. They then return to Rexburg. Over the coming weeks, police say Chad told witnesses that Lori had no minor children. Police also say Lori told people Tylee died years earlier. On November 26th, the Rexburg Police Department conducts a welfare check for JJ at the request of his grandparents Larry and Kay Woodcock. They had not spoken with the boy in months. Police do not see JJ at the town home at 565 Pioneer Road, and Lori tells police JJ was with her friend Melanie Gibb in Arizona. Police determine within days that JJ was not with Melanie. The next morning, on November 27th, the Rexburg Police Department serves a search warrant. When police arrive, they discovered the Daybells had quickly left. Court documents indicate that on 1st of December, Chad and Lori catch an American Airlines flight to Laihu, Hawaii, on the island of Kauai. The children are not with their parents. On 6th of December, Melanie Gibbs contacts the Rexburg Police Department to say that Chad and Lori called her on November 26th and asked her to lie about the location of JJ. As deputies investigate, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office determines Tammy Daybell's death is suspicious. Tammy's body is exhumed on December 11th and they perform an autopsy in Utah. The results of the autopsy are not released. On 12th of December, Alex Cox dies under mysterious circumstances in Gilbert, Arizona. His autopsy later reveals he died of a blood clot. On 20th of December, the Rexburg Police Department announces JJ and Tylee are missing. Police say their disappearance is possibly linked to the suspicious death of Tammy Daybell. The following day, police called Chad and Lori persons of interest. On 23rd of December, the attorney representing the Daybells, Sean Bartholic, releases a statement calling the parents loving and devoted. He says the allegations will be addressed once they move beyond rumor and speculation. On 30th of December, the Rexburg Police Department issues a news release saying they have information indicating Lori knows either the location of the children or what has happened to them. They call the parents' lack of cooperation astonishing as the couple refused to cooperate. 2020. Local investigators and the FBI serve a search warrant on the Daybell home in Salem on January the 3rd, 2020. Fremont County Sheriff Len Humphreys says investigators recovered 43 items including computers, cell phones, journals, documents and medications. These are sent to an FBI lab for further analysis. As investigators continue to look for the kids, Larry and Kay Woodcock traveled to Rexburg from their home in Lake Charles, Louisiana. They announce a $20,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of the kids. Chad Daybell's brother, Matt Daybell, pleads for him to cooperate with the investigation on 10th of January. Matt says his immediate family had little association with Chad due to concerns about his religious claims and books he authored. Body camera footage is released detailing the moments after Alex Cox is believed to have shot and killed Charles Vallow. In police reports, portions of Alex's and Lori's story contradict one another. On 25th of January, the Kauai Police Department serves Lori with a notice stating she must produce JJ and Tylee to the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare or the Rexburg Police Department within 5 days. EastIdahoNews.com reporters Nate Eaton and Eric Grosser fly to Kauai and on 26th of January confront Chad and Lori after police stop them at the Kauai Beach Resort. Law enforcement seizes the couple's rental car and search their rental townhome in Princeville, Hawaii. The parents refuse to say where the children are. On January 29, 2020, Kay and Larry Woodcock filed for guardianship of JJ in the Madison County Magistrates Court. This comes as the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare conducts its own investigation into the children's safety. On 30th of January, Lori misses the 5 p.m. deadline to produce JJ and Tylee. Kay Woodcock holds a news conference expressing her disappointment. On 3rd of February, EastIdahoNews.com visits the storage unit where Lori abandoned several of the kids' items. Bikes, a scooter, winter clothing, a photo album with pictures of JJ and Tylee, sports equipment, a backpack with JJ's initials and a jersey with Colby Ryan's name on are left in the unit. There are also blankets showing photos of the children, one focused on JJ with the other showing photos of Tylee. On 12th of February, Kay Woodcock tells EastIdahoNews.com that in February 2019, Charles removed Lori from a $1 million life insurance policy. He was named the sole beneficiary. On 20th of February, police in Kauai arrest Lori on a $5 million warrant out of Madison County. She is charged with 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of dependent children. She is also charged with arrests and seizures, resisting or obstructing officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, and contempt of court, willful disobedience of court, process or order. On 26th of February, Lori waives her extradition to Idaho after 6 days behind bars in Hawaii. The waiver comes after multiple attempts to reduce bail fail. Idaho authorities extradite Lori from Hawaii to Rexburg on 5th of March. They land in an airplane at the Rexburg airport and Nate Eaton attempts to speak with her before the deputies drive Lori to the Madison County Jail. She refuses to speak. Lori makes her initial court appearance in Rexburg on 6th of March. Hundreds wait in line, hoping to catch a glimpse of the hearing where Magistrate Judge Farron Eddins reduces her bail to $1 million. She remains in jail, unable to post bond. On 24th of March, Lori's attorney, Mark Means, files a motion to reduce Vallow's bail again. Means noted that new facts have come to light since a previous bond hearing, but does not elaborate. On the 9th of April, ItsIdahoNews.com obtains a letter from the Idaho Attorney General stating Chad and Lori are under investigation for conspiracy, attempted murder and or murder by the Idaho Attorney General's office. On 1st of May, Lori walks into a Madison County courtroom to ask for a reduction in bail again. Means argues the jail recorded a conversation between the two, thus violating her constitutional rights. Judge Michelle Mallard denies the request, keeping bail at $1 million. The Maricopa County Medical Examiner releases the autopsy of Alex Cox on May the 8th. They say Alex died of natural causes, specifically blood clots in the lungs. Melanie Gibb, a close friend of Lori and Chad, breaks her silence on ItsIdahoNews.com and reveals explosive new details about their relationship and religious beliefs. Around 7 a.m. on June the 9th, 2020, the Rexburg Police Department, FBI, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office serve a search warrant at Chad's home. Within hours, investigators uncover unidentified human remains and bring in a backhoe to dig deeper in the yard. Days later, officials confirm the remains are those of JJ and Tylee. Around 11:30 a.m. on June the 9th, Chad is taken into custody about a mile from his home, just moments after law enforcement find the remains. He's booked into the Fremont County Jail on 2 felony charges of concealment, distribution, or alteration of evidence. Chad makes his first court appearance on June the 10th via video from the jail. Magistrate Judge Farron Eddins sets bail at $1 million. Memorials are set up in Rexburg along the fence of the property where the children had been found. Several candlelight vigils are held in their honor. On 29th of June, prosecutors filed charges against Lori, including 2 felony counts of conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. On 2nd of July, prosecutors dismissed 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of children against Lori. On 15th of July, she pleads not guilty to misdemeanor, resisting or obstructing officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, and contempt of court. On 3rd and 4th of August, the preliminary hearing for Chad Daybell is held in Fremont County. Friends, investigators, and witnesses testify, and Magistrate Judge Farron Eddins rules the prosecution has enough probable cause to advance the case to the district court. Lori waives her preliminary hearing scheduled on August the 10th and 11th in Fremont County. The case automatically moves to district court. Chad appears for his district court arraignment on August 21st before District Judge Stephen Boyce. He pleads not guilty to the felony charges. On 27th of August, Chad's attorney John Pryor asks District Judge Stephen Boyce to dismiss the entire case against his client. Rob Wood files a motion on 1st of September asking to combine the cases for Chad and Lori. He says having the cases would be more efficient for those involved since he plans to present the same evidence and witnesses. On 10th of September, Lori is arraigned in district court where she pleads not guilty to the 2 felony counts of conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. On 19th of October, the anniversary of Tammy Daybell's death, her parents and siblings announced the creation of the Tammy Douglas Daybell Foundation to honor her legacy of service and love of literacy. On November the 5th, ItsIdahoNews.com obtains audio of Lori saying she was going to murder her 3rd husband, Joe Ryan, while speaking at a meeting in October 2018. She says she became closer to God and did not need to act against Joe. In January 2021, just a few months ago, An audio recording between prosecutor Rob Wood and Summer Shiflett, Lori's sister, is released. Wood tells Summer he plans to file conspiracy to commit murder charges against the Daybells. Wood tells Summer on February the 4th, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office announces Tammy Daybell's autopsy is complete, but details are not released. That same day, newly elected Fremont County Prosecuting Attorney Lindsay Blake requests the Tammy Daybell death investigation case be sent back to her office from the Idaho Attorney General. The Attorney General transfers the case. On 22nd of March, Madison County Prosecutor Rob Wood adds veteran homicide attorney Rachel Smith of Missouri to his team to assist in the case against Chad Daybell. At the end of March, the trial of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell has been pushed back after Lori Vallow's attorney made a request during a brief status conference in the case, saying he needed more time to examine evidence in the case. The trial will be pushed back at least until fall. Quote, "Having gone through all the discovery that I have been provided at this point, I still have about 30 items on my list that I need to discuss with prosecutors Mr. Wood and Mrs. Smith. In terms of items, I need them to provide to me," defense lawyer John Pryor said. "I don't know how long that is going to take or what that process is going to involve, so my position is simply that I am clearly going to need more time." End of quote. Chad Daybell is charged with 2 felony counts of concealment of evidence and 2 felony counts of conspiracy to conceal evidence, while Lori Vallow is charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to commit alteration, destruction, or concealment of evidence, as well as misdemeanors for resisting or obstructing officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, and contempt of court. Although prosecutors have said the children were victims of homicide, neither Lori Vallow nor Chad Daybell have been charged with killing them. A joint trial for the couple was set for July the 12th. Judge Stephen Boyce agreed to vacate that trial date and move it further back, even as he warned the attorneys that his schedule is rapidly filling up. The new trial date for Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell has not yet been set. The defense attorneys, prosecutors, and Judge Boyce agreed to consult their calendars and come up with a date that fits everyone's schedule. The next hearing in the case is set for June the 9th. Court documents released in June 2020 detail the horrific manner in which J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan were found. The information is in an 11-page affidavit of probable cause that was unsealed by Magistrate Judge Farron Eddins. The last time Tylee Ryan was seen alive was on September the 8th, 2019, on a trip to Yellowstone National Park with their mom, uncle, Alex Cox, and JJ. It's not clear how Tylee died, but police learned about a possible motive for the death from Lori's friend Melanie Gibb. Months earlier in the spring, Lori had told Gibb that Tylee had become a zombie, meaning her spirit had left her body and she had become dark. Gibb was on the phone with Lori and heard Lori call Tylee a zombie, to which Tylee responded, "Not me, Mom," the affidavit states. This arose out of Lori requiring Tylee to babysit JJ, and Tylee did not want to. Lori Vallow also told Gibb that Tylee had turned into a zombie when she was 12 or 13, which was approximately the same time Tylee had become difficult to deal with. On 9th of June 2020, investigators dug at the location of Chad Daybell's property while executing their search warrant and made a grisly discovery. Ground in this area was probed with a steel pole, and several areas of disturbed ground were located. During a search of this ground, a buried cat and dog remains were found. A backhoe was used to dig further layers of dirt. While doing this, bricks were located approximately a foot below the ground. The affidavit reads, "The dirt in this area was searched and several other items of interest were found, including other bones, charred tissue, and charred bones." Cheryl Anderson, a Boise State University anthropologist on site, indicated these additional bones, both charred and uncharred, and tissues found were human remains. The FBI analyzed Alex Cox's cell phone movements on the morning of September 23, 2019. He was at the Daybell property from 9:55 a.m. until 10:12 a.m., a total of 17 minutes, near the pond. Members of the FBI removed the top layer of sod. Underneath the layer of sod were several large flat rocks. The rocks were removed and 2 pieces of flat paneling were found. The paneling was removed and investigators exposed a round object covered in black plastic. Upon exposing the round object covered in black plastic, a strong odor was noticed. An FBI member used a small sharp instrument and made a small incision in the plastic, and the layer of white plastic was observed. An incision was made into the white layer of plastic, exposing what appeared to be human remains. The crown of a head covered in light brown hair. JJ's body was wrapped in tight black plastic and secured with grey duct tape. It is not clear how JJ died either. Lori withdrew JJ from Kennedy Elementary in Rexburg on September 24, 2019 and told administrators she was going to homeschool her son. He had not attended class for at least 2 days. Police say they never found any sign of homeschooling during their investigation. When Melanie Gibb arrived at Lori's house in September, around the same time, Lori told her JJ had become a zombie. Gibb, that JJ had become a zombie, and Lori pointed out behavior such as sitting still and watching TV, claiming JJ said he loved Satan, and an increased vocabulary as evidence that JJ was now a zombie, Gibb observed. Gibb observed JJ's behavior and felt it to be the same as she had always observed it. Melanie Gibb told detectives that Lori told her Chad had preached that once a person becomes a zombie, death of the physical body is seen as the mechanism by which the body's original spirit can be released. Lori told Melanie Gibb that it was her and Chad's mission to rid the world of zombies. The last time Melanie Gibb saw JJ was the night of 22nd of September. As law enforcement executed their search warrant, Chad was continuously watching where officers were searching. He was observed watching officers while sitting in his vehicle in his front driveway and while sitting in his vehicle across the street at his daughter's residence. When JJ's remains were discovered, police wrote Chad left his daughter's house in an SUV. He was arrested about a mile from his home. This is a very twisted and complex case. I can't possibly cover everything in one video, but if you guys want me to make other videos related to this case, please let me know down in the comments below if there is anything in particular that you'd like me to cover. For now, like I mentioned at the beginning of my video, ItsACrime YouTube channel has very detailed and in-depth videos regarding Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow's case. You can check the channel out. I will leave the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining and watching today's video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the big red subscribe button below and also hit the notification bell so you know of any new videos I upload. Thank you so much again. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.